Don't waste your money buying tech stuff and tech software that you don't understand and don't know how to use. Contact the Dot Experiment, the professionals in fixing all your stuff, man. So before you buy that cell phone, before you get that computer, contact the Dot Experiment. It's the only way to go. I'm telling you, that's how we roll it over here.
Give it to me, do it to me, give it to me. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. The way you make me.
Do you like music like this? That's right, I'm asking you. Do you like music like this? Then why have you not been to Sophisticated Saturday as yet? That's right, each and every third Saturday of the month, we call it Sophisticated Saturdays. Where we keep it at? Caribbeanlifetv Studios. 6254 Memorial Drive is the only place to be each and every third Saturday of the month. So if you want to celebrate your birthday, if you just want to come hang out and have some fun with grown people having big fun, Sophisticated Saturdays is the only place to be. It's brought to you by yours truly, DJ Reds, and my boy, Mr. B. Sophisticated Saturdays, every third Saturday of the month, 6254 Memorial Drive is where the grown people go and have good, clean fun. Every third Saturday of the month, man. The way you make me feel, I'm just going to have fun. I'll see you there. Sophisticated Saturdays. I got you. It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S., Southeast region, or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands. Lawrence Prescott Photography. I'm smiling, I'm laughing because, God, I know what I'm talking about. Lawrence Prescott Photography. That's the only person you need to call when you're ready to take your pictures. You want those pictures to come out right. You want those pictures to last forever. You want your best picture taken? Lawrence Prescott Photography. He does private events, in studio also, and outdoor photography if you need. Photography is what Lawrence Prescott does, and he's really good at it. Trust me. And also, when you want to get that video done, any type of videography production, he got you. He does short films, movies, any type of videos as well. Lawrence Prescott got you at anything that you really need. So make sure you give him a call. His phone number, and I'm going to say it slow for you, it's 404-218-1234. Did you get that? 404-218-1234. Lawrence Prescott Photography. Yo, my brethren, big up.
Are you feeling stuck in life? Are there obstacles holding you back from your full potential? If so, I've got something special for you. Join me Saturday, May 4th from 12 to 1 for the launch of my new show, Just a Thought. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and we're going to tackle the tough issues that get in the way of living our best lives. This isn't just about venting. We're diving deep to find real solutions. Tell your friends, spread the word, and tune in on Saturday. Let's journey together towards a better, unstoppable you. Are you feeling stuck in life? Are there obstacles holding you back from your full potential? If so, I've got something special for you. Join me Saturday, May 4th from 12 to 1 for the launch of my new show, Just a Thought. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and we're going to tackle the tough issues that get in the way of living our best lives. This isn't just about venting. We're diving deep to find real solutions. Tell your friends, spread the word, and tune in on Saturday. Let's journey together towards a better, unstoppable you.
Trini Joe presents Island Vibe Orlando, the ultimate all-inclusive weekend extravaganza, June 28th to July 1st. 2 days, 2 events. On June 29th, the party starts with a bus ride from Holiday Inn and Suites Orlando. Bus leaves 11 a.m. sharp to Cocoa Beach for the all-inclusive brunch and beach. Party to music by Atlanta and Orlando's hottest DJs. Enjoy delectable food and mixed drinks. June 30th, event number 2, Island Vibe Sundays presents Seductive, the all-inclusive day party. Come celebrate Trini Joe's birthday with an evening of elegance with top shelf drinks and delicious food at the Holiday Inn and Suites Orlando. Head on over to islandvibesundays.com for detailed info and to purchase your tickets. Island Vibe Orlando, all-inclusive weekend extravaganza, brought to you by Trini Joe. See you there.
Join us and let's celebrate 20 years when Mr. B and Peter presents the 20 years Mix and Mingle Anniversary Party, Any Color Edition. Friday, May 24th, Memorial Weekend, from 9 p.m. until at Front Page Events. Music powered by DJ Natty Samuel, DJ Red, Team Exclusive, and Unity Squad. Admission $30, more at the door. Tickets can be purchased at International Food Market, 3709 Covington Highway, T's Caribbean West Indian Market, 3269 Salem Road, and GT Paradise Caribbean Cuisine, 4208 Church Avenue in Brooklyn. For more information, call 404-468-6989 or 678-437-0069. It's the 20 years Mix and Mingle Anniversary Party, Any Color Edition, with a free 20th anniversary giveaway. Friday, May 24th, Memorial Weekend, from 9 p.m. until at Front Page Events, located at 8010 Rockbridge Road in Lithonia, Georgia.
Atlanta, the wait is over. Friday, May 17th, T2O Carib Splash presents the return of Sizzla.
My heart cry, but who cares?
Performing live.
Yeah, let them know.
Sizzla Kalonji.
Get to the point. God is the Rasta man, and I'm a ball with chalice when the Yankee gun.
Alongside Pressure Bus Pipe.
Let me give you some love and affection.
Pressure Bus Pipe and Sizzla Kalonji. Performing live.
I've got to take myself away from all these things that's hurting me.
And a star-studded DJ cast. Friday, May 17th at Zion Yard. Doors open at 8 p.m. Showtime 11 p.m. Tickets available now on VIPsocio.com. That's VIPsocio.com. For more info, call 904-600-1077. The return of Sizzla.
Are you feeling stuck in life? Are there obstacles holding you back from your full potential? If so, I've got something special for you. Join me Saturday, May 4th from 12 to 1 for the launch of my new show, Just a Thought. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and we're going to tackle the tough issues that get in the way of living our best lives. This isn't just about venting. We're diving deep to find real solutions. Tell your friends, spread the word, and tune in on Saturday. Let's journey together towards a better, unstoppable you.
Morning. I know you all missed me in studio last week. It's okay. But we were still on, and we were on from Canada. So welcome everybody this morning to the Voices Behind the Mask talk show with none other than your host, myself, the PIP strategist. What does PIP mean? Pushing people into purpose. That is my job. That is what I have. That is my purpose. My purpose is to push you into your purpose. So every single thing that I do is geared towards pushing you into your purpose. So I'm Alderene Foote, your host, the PIP strategist. And this morning, we are on Voices Behind the Mask, the talk show, that talk show where we unmask real people with real stories that are intended not just to impact, but to transform your life. So welcome. So last week I was in Canada, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my trip to Canada. I spent 5 days. Really, it was 4 days, but it was like I was there for 2 weeks. The amount of things that I was able to pack into that week. So we'll be doing a lot of that. We'll be going out of town with the show, right, Reds? So we will be going out of town, out of state, out of the country with the show. So Voices Behind the Mask will be traveling. So you need to stay tuned and see who we interview as we go to different places. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my trip. So this trip came about, and this is my first time in Canada, by the way. I have a whole bunch of family in Canada. Everybody has always been asking me to visit, but I never did until last weekend. So I went to Jamaica. I had a book signing, and pre-recording of my talk show in Jamaica, and I'm going to tell you just how God works. So I went to Jamaica, and not only that, but the church that I had the event at, I preached that Sunday morning, and then I had the book signing after, as well as a pre-recording of the show together, the book signing and the pre-recording of the show. So I went back to the church, Reds, to go to their what we call watch night service. So that's the night. If you don't know what watch night is, that's the night. That's the night before New Year's, right? And so my tradition is I like to spend that time in church. And so I was at the watch night service, and there's a pastor who was preaching. And while my husband and we were called up to the front, because, I don't, say, oh, I was a preacher this morning, or last week, I'm going to be up there. So I just sat, we came in and I slid in the back, and the pastor called me up, and we came to the front, and my husband, myself, and my son. And then at the end of the service, he called me up to pray, and we left. So I got a call couple months ago, and there's this pastor in Canada, and he was the one who preached, but we never got a chance to officially meet. And he said, we're having this charity. I'd love if you would come over, and support. And if you say charity, you call my name. I don't know if you all saw a couple weeks ago, I was collecting an award, a presidential award, not just any award, a presidential award for voluntary service. I don't talk a lot about the work that I do. And it was the consular queen, Reds, after she came, and she and I were talking, and she said, but people don't know what you do. They just see you on the radio. You need to talk about the stuff that you do. And so I've been doing a lot of charity work for years. One of these days I talk about it. And so once you say charity, you call my name. Because even when I went to Jamaica, part proceeds of my book sales actually went to a charity. So I'm always supporting. I recently joined the Rotary Club. I always trying to find a charity to be a part of, a charity to support. I'm always trying to give, but it's not something that I speak about. A lot of the times it's one and one. And I don't like to come and highlight, oh, I help this person, I help that person. No, I don't do it. Generally, no, I'm just speaking. And so he called, and I was like, it's not a good time. So I was saying to him, it's not a good time, whatever. And so he has a platform, and he invited me to come and preach on his platform, but it's virtual. And so I invited him to come on my show. And if you came on, you heard his story. And if you didn't, while I was at the event, he also told his story again. They went through a lot, but even though he and his wife went through so much, for 20 years, they have now been giving back. And they have now been giving back. And so when he told me that, I'm like, it's not a good time for so many reasons. It was not a good time for me to take this trip. And it just rested on me. And I started thinking, I said, I want to do this. This is charity. I want to do this. And I went home, I spoke with my husband, and I said, this is something I want to do. And he's like, all right, let's make it happen. And that's my biggest supporter right there, right? My husband supports me in every single thing that I do. Thank you, babe. I love you. And so I called back the pastor, and I said, you know what, Pastor Anderson, I will be there. And he said, what about coming and doing a book signing, showcasing your books and doing a book signing? I said, hey, that's a great idea. So that's where the whole book signing came about. It was not me going to Canada for the book signing. That was not my priority. Yes, I want to sell my books. Yes, I want to get my books out there. But there's a part of me that I love to give back. In my early 20s, when I started teaching, people usually forget my birthday because it's Christmas Day. And I said, you know what? A young 20-odd-year-old, I said, you know what? Out of my meager salary at the time, because I was getting like 20-something thousand Jamaican dollars. That's like 200 or less than 200 American dollars. And at that time, not anymore. The salary has gone up. And every Christmas, I started taking $5,000 out of my salary. And I started giving that back to. I started giving that back to. I started having a treat. Yeah, I missed because I'm trying to send out stuff on my phone. Please share if you're on. Please share. So I started having a Christmas treat every Christmas for the kids in my community. And why? I grew up knowing what it is for Christmas to come and not having a toy. I grew up knowing what it is for Christmas to come and, my mother made sure we at least had that Christmas meal, because for the rest of the years it was always it was a struggle. But Christmas is special, so I know what it is. And so out of my little that I had, I gave back, and I did that consecutively for years until I went back to study and full time. It was difficult, so I started getting help for the first year. The second year, I just could not do it. And when I came back, the last treat I had was in 2014. And this time I got donations, and I was able to not just do the treat, but I was able to give food packages to people in the community. So charity is a part of me. And anybody who knows me, and I've been involved in charity organizations for years, just something that I don't talk about. So this opportunity came up, and I grabbed it. I grabbed the opportunity. Why? Because I wanted to give back. Yes. So that's a little about me. So this morning, I'm here. We're back in studio. And as usual, we're going to be having a conversation. And I love saying we're having a conversation. And this morning, we're going to talk about letting go. We're going to talk about letting go. But before we start talking about letting go, we have to understand what is the opposite. If you're online with me this morning, I want for you to tell me what is the opposite of letting go. What is the opposite of letting go? Because a lot of times, and this has to do with my Canada trip, by the way, so you all need to listen, because even though I had a great experience in Canada, I had a horrible experience getting to Canada, and I'm going to tell you about that. But then we have to get to that point where we let go. So while I'm waiting on, people to start telling me on Facebook, what does letting go really mean? I'm going to tell you the story. So I had a bad experience based on the airline that I chose, and I'm not here this morning to tell you that don't go on that airline and whatever. So I'm not even going to tell you what the name of the airline is. What I want to share with you this morning is I don't want to mar, anybody. What I want to share with you this morning is the story. So a part of it was, had to do with me. I made a mistake, and sometimes when we're not able to let go of stuff, we are involved too. We make a mistake along the way. And so I was just going. I got my confirmation. I bought my ticket on Expedia. I got my confirmation and everything, and I was like, okay. I looked at it. And that is where my mistake came in. And I saw Delta. I was like, okay, I'm going with Delta. Didn't realize it was a mixed flight. So I got to the airport early. And I went over to Delta. And then I realized, oh my God, it's not Delta. It is United. It was another airline. Ooh, it's United. But I did not fly with United. I flew with a subsidiary of United. So it is not United that I'm talking about, and it's not Delta that I'm talking about. I am talking about the subsidiary, and I will not mention the name of the subsidiary. All right. And so they had a subsidiary that they were working with. A lot of these airlines have subsidiaries like other airlines that fly under them or fly for them. And so I was told that no, I had to go back to. And so I drove, dropped off my car. So I didn't have a car. No, I didn't have anybody to come and pick me up. So I had to ride the bus with my suitcases. And, I'm taking stuff to Canada. So I have 2 suitcases. taking my books. And now I have 2 suitcases. I have a check-in and my carry-on. So I had to ride the bus to domestic. So I rode the bus down to domestic. When I got to United, they're like, it's not us. I looked, I said, the subsidiary is there, but it did not say who it was. So I said, you know what? So I got back out. They said, maybe it's this particular airline. And I'm like, okay. No, I came out trying to call my husband because I don't have an Uber account because I don't really use Uber. He does. Couldn't get through to him. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to ride the bus back again, Reds, to International. I'm panicking now because I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm about to miss my flight. I messed up. I'm about to miss my flight, whatever. So I jumped back on a bus. So while I was on the bus, I said, no, I am not coming. I'm not going to be going around in circles. I don't know who I'm going with. And because it's not on the itinerary at all. I was just in a state of confusion. So I jumped on my phone and I started looking for the time for my flight. I started looking, say, who leaving Atlanta at this time? Who leaving Atlanta for Canada at this time? And so I looked and I found, but it was not an airline that I've ever heard about. And I'm going to tell you this is interesting. So I got back, went over to where they said this might be the airline that you're going with. And so I went over to them and I said, do you know of this particular airline? Because this is what it says here that I'm flying out with. And they're like, the girl was like, no. She called to the other person beside her and said, do you know this airline? And she's like, yeah, that's who we fly out. We work with every single day. I'm like, so you're here working with this and don't even know. So how am I supposed to know who I'm flying with? So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I did my check-in. They were really nice. Did my check-in and everything. Got there on time, Reds, because they were like 20 minutes late. So I got on time. So the guy was like, you're on standby. So I'm like, huh? I said, standby is when I said I bought my ticket. I said, I never begged the ticket. I bought my ticket. So why am I on standby? I said, you never bought your seat. I'm like, huh? I said, I've never chosen a seat. It doesn't matter to me, like, where I sit. If I go and I check, when I'm checking in, that's when I choose a seat. I've never paid for a seat, ever. I don't care. You have people who care about it and want to be in first class, or they don't want to be near the bathroom. I don't care. It's like a taxi. I'm in the back seat. I am going to my destination. I really don't care. So this is me now. I have a number of things planned. My cousin had stuff planned for me. Reds, I was supposed to even go to Canada to get a massage and stuff because I had all of that planned for me, right? That was a Friday, to get relaxed. And my cousin, we're like twins. We call ourselves twins, right? Hey, Tamara. So we have not seen each other in a long time. We talk almost every day. So we had plans, like for the day. I was supposed to do the pre-interview on that Friday. Like everything was planned. The pastor took time off from work to set up to make sure he was there, and I wasn't there. So I watched them close the door, Reds. This guy was like, I can't do anything. So I watched them close the doors. I'm telling you all my story, you know. I watched them close the door. And then somebody was there. The other young lady was there with him and saying, like, she said, can you put her on because I'm saying my plans are messed up. So he's like, can you put her on the next flight? He's like, no, that's full too, whatever. And she'll have to leave here. No, this is after 9 in the morning, right? No, after 10, right? I did not sleep. I came directly from work after 2 in the morning, had a shower, finished packing, went straight to the airport. Still have not slept because I'm going, right? And this is what I made up on. So she was saying, kind of pleading for me, say, okay, can you, whatever. And he's like, no, I have to put her on the 5 o'clock flight, 5 p.m. flight. We're talking about AIM right now, right? So that's all of my day. And so the young lady said to me, call the airline. Right? And it's a popular airline, so I'm not going to call the airline name. And the young lady said to me, call the airline.
the subsidiary that is flying for the airline is not popular. I've never heard of the name before, right? And well, the people who work for them never heard of the name, so that's fine. So I called the main airline, and the guy was trying to help me on the phone, and he said, I can't get, he was there for a long time. I said, I can't check you in. I can't check you in because you have a check luggage. And so your check luggage is already on that 5 o'clock flight. So I can't get you on. I'm like, okay. He said, when you're done, you can get reimbursement. Make sure they give you a voucher because you're going to be in the airport sitting down for long. The principle, when the young lady was leaving, the guy didn't tell me anything. When the young lady was leaving, she said to me, we are not moving. We're not flying out of this gate for the 11 o'clock or the 5 o'clock flight because I was still on the phone. She said, we're flying out of that gate. So I'm not saying gates or anything because I don't want anybody to know who I'm talking about. So I moved. I'm telling you, I'm just in a state now. Like, I'm in a state. I'm praying. I'm panicking. And the truth is, yes, I'm praying, but I wasn't panicking, but more in frustration mode with everything that was going on. I said, God, what is this? And then I went over to the other gate because the guy never told me anything. So I went over to the other gate, sitting down there. So I saw a young lady coming around and talking to everybody. So I said to her, this is my situation. I was told, I spoke with a representative on the phone. They said I should get vouchers. So I was like, okay. I can't speak with you right now because you are being rude. So my cousin was on the phone. She's like, you're not rude. I said, because I said to her, she was trying to explain again to me why I'm bumped off the flight. I said, ma'am, this is me. I said, ma'am, I know. I was already told. What I'm asking you for is who do I speak to get the vouchers? Because I'm going to get what I need to get because I'm not going to use money out of my pocket because I didn't plan to sit inside this airport. You put me here, right? I didn't say that to her. So I was not being rude, right? This is me saying this to you all this morning. So that was that. So so what I started doing now, while she was like, oh, you can, she was sending me back outside, Reds. She was sending me back to the check-in point. She was like, oh, you can go to the check-in point or you can go to the desk. When she started to say I was rude, she said, oh, you have to go back. So now I have to go back through, she's sending me back through TSA. And I'm sitting there, that's crazy. I'm like, you know what? I'm praying. I'm saying, God, keep me calm. Because there's a storm here, and one storm can meet another because there is like a storm. They want to start to be brewing inside of me. So I said, okay, thank you. And she walked off. She went and I saw her complaining to another young lady. So the young lady who was nice to me, I went, after they boarded everybody, sat there, watched a second flight go out without me. I went up to the young lady and I said, this is the situation now. I spoke with a representative and they said I should get a voucher. Who do I speak with? So while I was talking to her, apparently she went and complained already. So the lady was like, excuse me, do you have a problem? I said, yes, ma'am, I do. And I was being very calm. I said, yes, ma'am, I do. She said, do you need your reimbursement? You voucher? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, come over here and let me help you. But she wasn't kind. She was just a matter of fact. So I realized everybody was annoyed with me. And it's okay. Be annoyed with me, but I'm going to get what I'm supposed to get. That's fine. And so I went over there and I said to her, because I wasn't going back outside, because that's where she was trying to send me. I said to her, can you print my boarding pass? I'm going to be here until 5 o'clock. So they shoved me all the way to the back. Like, that's fine. It's a taxi. It's an air taxi, and I'm going where I need to go. As long as I get on that plane this time, I'm fine. Gave me a seat, and that's fine too. 5 o'clock, that's fine. So she did everything. She gave me $30. And I said to the girl, I said, listen, I'm not hungry. This is principle. This is principle. This is a responsibility. This is not about me needing $30 or me needing a voucher. This is about principle and you treating people with respect. You don't know who you're dealing with. Not because I got up that morning and never curled my hair, Reds. I said, must be my hair. dress. He couldn't find my dress. Because I thought I looked good in the airport. I put some pictures. So I thought I looked good. So I don't think it could not have been my hair. It could not have been my dressing. It must have been the fact that I got up that morning and decided not to curl my hair. All right. And so that was it. So I was stuck in the airport, Reds, until when? So until 5 o'clock. When I got up there, scanned my ticket, a red mark came up. So I'm like, what is happening again, God? It's not over. And he's like, oh, I got to check on your carry-on. I said, why? I said, I've been sitting here all day. Why I have to check on my carry-on? Nobody was checking on their carry-on. So why do I have to check on my carry-on? He was like, it was flagged from this morning by the same young man who threw me on 5 o'clock. So he was flagged this morning by the previous attendant. I'm like, okay, now I know. So I gave them a bag. They checked it on. Fine. I got to Canada, Reds. I got to Canada. A lady came around. She was trying to offer me something. I was not in the mood. I didn't even want. And I've never gone on a plane and not eat. I don't know about anybody else. Good kudos to you if you don't eat. I take my snacks. I take some water. I take something and I eat. I didn't want anything. I just wanted to get to where I was going. No, because my flight is I'm getting there. The flight was delayed again. So I'm getting there after 9 in the night. So I got there. I'm like, okay, I'm in Canada. It's time to go. I only got my carry-on. Where's the bag? I have to tell it. Girl, listen, I don't come on and tell these long stories, but I have to tell you all the stories because I want to talk to you about what it is attached to this story. And so I'm like, okay, God. So I went over. The good thing is that about this airline. Oh, did I tell you this part? So I was in the airplane hearing people say, someone was in front of me saying, oh, it's cold outside. I'm like, okay. When I came out, I was outside. When I came out of the plane, I was outside. So I'm like, okay, here's me looking for the waving gallery. Because this must be the 1980s in Jamaica. But then it was explained to me, I've never flew on a flight where I was outside. But a friend of mine said once it's a small plane, I guess because a subsidiary was flying under this major airline, there was a smaller plane. And so they let you go outside. So me walk down one ramp. No, I was already mad or frustrated, both. So I had to walk down a ramp to go back up one door and go back inside the airport. Okay? And I said, I'm not calling the airline's name. As I said, I don't want to mar anybody, you know. So I went in. No, my bag. So I went over to the guy. The baggage claim was right there, right next to the carousel. That was what was good. I liked about it. You didn't have to walk to go anywhere. So I went over to the guy. He said, "Oh, your bag came out." I said, "No, I have two." So he went again and he checked, and he said, "Your bag came out from 110. Guess which flight it came over on? The second one that they told me they couldn't put me on. The second one that they told me they could not put me on because I have a checked luggage. That's the same flight that they sent my luggage on. So he was already on it, but the guy was saying your luggage is on the 5 o'clock flight. I was like, okay, God. It can't get any worse than this. And then the guy who he called to help me was saying to him, basically send her to domestic because he might be there. He said, no, I don't. And when I stood at that carousel, I started singing. I said, God, this is yours. I said, now I'm welled up. If anything else was about to happen, I just bust a ball. I was on the verge of busting a ball. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, I was on the verge of crying. Everything, like the tears were, I couldn't like say too much, do too much, because anything else I had to do that night, I just a ball. Because I had enough throughout the entire day. And the guy said, no, I can't. Send her back to the... He said, go over there and check to see if you see it. The suitcase, over a totally different carousel, was just sitting down, waiting on me. I said, God, I praise God. I praise God. I said, you left this suitcase here from after 1 o'clock in the day. Nobody moved it. It sat there all day until 9 o'clock in the night until I came and said, that is God. Sometimes we don't see God in the things that are happening, but I said, that is God. That is God. So that's my story. So I was frustrated and my cousin picked me up. I got to the house and I was still in frustration. When in the morning when I wake up, I was a different person. I let it go. So I am talking this morning about letting it go. You know, the opposite, and I asked earlier, what is the opposite of letting go? The opposite of letting go is attachment. Some of us are attached to some things that we need to let go. Just like, and it's painful, I had all these bad experiences going to Canada. All of these bad experiences. And I said, I am going to do this. I am going. Because the thought came into my head, go home. Why are you pushing through this? Go home. And I said, no, I am not going home. I am going to Canada. That's where I'm supposed to be. And that is where I am going. Regardless of everything that is happening, I am going. So sometimes you have to push, just like I had to push through all the mess and everything. Sometimes you have to push through everything that you're going through. Sometimes you have to let go of the things that you are attached to. Because we are not able to move on because we are attached to some things that we are not letting go of. We are attached to some things that, good morning, Sabrina. Morning, Roxanne. Morning, Aretha. Morning, Sonia. Morning, guys. Good morning. Yes, there are some things that we are attached to that we need to let go of. I had to let go. And if I never, you saw me, listen, I look at my photographs from Canada, even the one I took in the airport. And I said, man, I am glowing. I was so happy. I was able to see family members. I had a friend, and I'm going to post a lot of the pictures. I have a friend who I've not seen in 30 odd years, Reds. And I said to her, that must have been God. She just called me out of the blue. She just sent me a text and said, hey, girlie, because we reconnected about a year or so ago. And I said, I'm in Canada. And when she said, when I told her where, she said, I'm 20 minutes away. She came to my cousin's house and she picked me up. And I was like, wow. I would have missed all of this. I got to see an aunt, one of my mom's best friend, that I have not seen in years. And I'm going to say this, if you come on my page and you start soliciting and doing anything like that, because I see a lot of people like that, let me just touch on that, I'm blocking you. I've been blocking a lot of you, and I've been blocking a lot more of you. Do not come on my page with your mess, trying to offer anything or anything like that. So I'm putting that out there. If you're listening, do not do it. Because you're blocked. All right? Just let me say that. All right? And don't harass the ladies either. I'll block you. If I hear that you're harassing any one of my viewers, I'm going to block you. So a lot of people don't know that, Reds, but I go blocking. I just don't talk a lot about it. I don't have time to come and lament about who is doing this and that on my page. I just block them. Yes. Yes. You have to. Oh, somebody, Lloyd says, keep God in the forefront of your life and you will not encounter most of these problems. I don't agree, Lloyd. Now I'm going to disagree I usually agree with everybody. When you are serving God, The enemy is going to come up against you like a flood. What I can tell you is that the enemy already lost. It does not matter what you are going through. The enemy has already lost. With Christ in the vessel, this is where this comes in now. With Christ in the vessel, you will smile at that storm. With Christ in the vessel, you will smile at that storm. The trials and the tribulations are going to come. If you are serving God, if you don't have problems, something is wrong with your Christian life. They're going to come. But God is going to bring you through. What you need to know is that the enemy is already lost. So let me show you some scenarios this morning. Sometimes people are attached to things and they're saying, if I stayed a little longer, he would stop drinking. So you stay in a marriage because you think it's because of you, so you're attached. And you don't want to let go because you say, if I just stay a little longer, he will change, she will change. But there's some attachments that we need to let go of. There's some things that, morning Sonia, there's some things that we're attached to that we need to let go of. Let go of it. And yes, Lord, now is where I agree with you. Experience your own testimony by proving God's word to be true. Everybody have to have their own testimony. Everybody have to go out there and have their own experience. Morning, Candy. Good morning, Laura. Trials and tribulations are going to come when you decide to serve God. And I tell you all the time about my experiences in South Carolina. And I remember sitting on the edge of my sofa. I wasn't married yet. And I sat on the morning, honey, I love you. You know, I love to tell my baby that I love him. I love you, baby. Yes. And sitting on the edge of my sofa, I tears streaming down my eyes, going through. I said, devil, do whatever you want to do because I'll never stop serving God. You have to stand by your word. You have to walk with God, comes what may. It doesn't matter what the season, what the storm. So like I'm saying, here are some scenarios, here are some situations that people will talk about. If I stay a little longer, he will stop drinking. No, let go. It's not about you. It's about him. It's about that person changing. There's some situations that you may have to stay out, but there's our conversations you have to have with God, and he'll guide you. If I did it differently, I would be much happier now. Let it go, because if you keep on leaning into where you were, you will not get to where you need to be. Somebody needs to catch this. If you keep leaning into where you were or where you're coming from, you won't get to where you need to be. Let it go. Letting go means that you have to get rid of the attachments. And if you didn't hear me earlier, the opposite of letting go is attachment. Morning, Jackie. If you don't let go. So a lot of times you're saying, if I did that differently, but you didn't. This is where you're at today. I would be happier now. You can still be happy. You just have to let go of the past, let go of the thoughts, let go of where you're coming from. Come on, somebody. I'm just giving you some things that we say or people say. She has to change or I won't find peace. She has to change. I want you to get this. She has to change. He has to change. They have to change. Or I won't find peace. Your peace does not come. Your peace does not come from the next person. You are in control of your decisions. Your next level is not dependent on how people treat you. Your next level is not dependent on anybody. Let it go. Yes, I love talking to my people online. And if you want to call in, the number is 678-661-1819. So that's 678-661-1819. So you have to let go. Let go of the failures. Let go of the disappointments. Let go of the people them. Because a lot of times we're not getting to where we need to be because we're leaning into people who we just need to let go of. And Claudia is right. She said, change starts with you. Change begins inside of you. I had to learn. I was going through a situation a couple of years ago. And I was so focused on what was happening around me. And until the Holy Spirit said to me, change you. Change you. And because you have changed, other people, the people around you, how people treat you, how people approach you, how people speak to you, it's going to be different. Before I left that airport, I said to that young lady, do you take gifts? And she said, not money. She said, I'm not giving you money. I said, I'm giving you a copy of my book. And one of the things I wrote as I signed that book, I said, thank you for your kindness. And having that type of personality comes from the side that, okay, I need to change. I need to be a different person. And sometimes becoming a different person means you need to listen. I remember my best friend, hey Keish, I don't know if you're out there, but that's my best friend for over 20 odd years, going 30 years. I remember Keisha said to me, she said, you don't listen. I'm a talker. And the person I've become has a lot to do with because I would hear what other people are saying. I wasn't a listener. I'm a listener now. Now you can have a conversation with me and I'll stop talking and I'll listen to everything you're saying. Before I will not listen. Change start with you. There are certain things you're attached to. Oh, this is me. I used to say that too. This is me. I will not change. I'm going to just going to just look at a section of Lloyd's message. Sorry. It is. Lloyd said, we are supposed to point out the obstacles and the pitfalls that others don't stumble. And yes, and that is what we do on Voices Behind the Mask. We're here to help other people to grow into your purpose. That's the aim. Because there's some things that we carry that we need to let go of. There's some things that we carry that we need to shed. And by the way, remember to share, send the link out to all your contacts so they can jump on, they can listen. Remember, if you did not get to listen to the other shows, you can go to my channel. It's Voices Behind the Mask Media. That's Voices Behind the Mask Media. You can find me on all platforms as Voices Behind the Mask Media or Alderene Foote. Facebook, it's Alderene Foote. All other platforms, it's Voices Behind the Mask Media. And so this morning we are talking about letting go. Letting go. Letting go. I'm going to talk to you about a little about reaching for your stars in a minute, but just letting go. That's where we're at right now. Letting go. Some people are out there saying they're controlling my life. Let it go. They're controlling your life because you're allowing them to control your life. I was listening to a story of a lady last night on YouTube, and she was talking about a lot of stuff that she went through. And it was until she decided to get up and go. And yes, that is correct. Claudia says sometimes letting go means you have to walk alone. I want somebody to get that. That's powerful. Sometimes letting go means you have to walk alone. And if you get it, I talk to my guests. I love to have these conversations because we can all pour into each other. Let go of the people, the places, and the things. Let it go. Leave it behind. Move on. Because you don't let go of the things that are holding. These are the things that are holding you back. And if you don't let go, you will not walk into your purpose. People are saying stuff like, everything was much better in the past. Let go of the past. Let go of the past. Everything was much better in the past. You have some people, they are still in high school. Oh, I remember when I was going to high school because that was their best life was in high school. You are not in high school anymore. Create a life where you're at. Let it go. Let it go. If I did not go into that marriage, but you went into that marriage anyway, and now you're out of it, what are you going to do? What's your next level? What's your next level? I'll be happy in the future when I get what I want. What about being happy now? Like I told you, in the midst of everything that was happening, I was still, I like to take pictures. I was still taking a picture. And when I looked at it, I was still glowing. I stood at that carousel and I started singing. I said, God will work it out. God will work it out. One thing I know, one thing for sure, that God will work it out. I stood at that carousel, my eyes filled with tears, because I said, God, I can't deal with anything more. This has been a rough day. I've been through so much. I just can't do anything else. I can't. And I just stood there and I watched the carousel going around, waiting on my suitcase to turn up at some point because they told me that was where it was coming. And I just started singing, God will work it out. God will work it out. One thing I know, one thing for sure, that God will work it out. And I stood there and I just sang. I just sang to myself. So I'm telling you this morning, let go of your attachment. Sometimes people don't let go because they don't know what their next move is. They're afraid of the future because of fear. A lot of people do not let go because of fear. A lot of people do not let go because they're angry. And so we don't let go and we stay where we're at. So I'm telling you this morning. And yes, Candy, letting go means you're getting control of your life. Letting go means you're getting control of your life. We're going to pause for a minute and we're going to take a commercial break and hear from one of our sponsors.
Are you feeling stuck in life? Are there obstacles holding you back from your full potential? If so, I've got something special for you. Join me Saturday, May 4th from 12 to 1 for the launch of my new show, Just a Thought. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and we're going to tackle the tough issues that get in the way of living our best lives. This isn't just about venting. We're diving deep to find real solutions. Tell your friends, spread the word, and tune in on Saturday. Let's journey together towards a better, unstoppable you.
Trinity Joe presents Island Vibe Orlando, the ultimate all-inclusive weekend extravaganza, June 28th to July 1st. 2 days, 2 events. On June 29th, the party starts with a bus ride from Holiday Inn and Suites Orlando. Bus leaves 11 a.m. sharp to Cocoa Beach for the all-inclusive brunch and beach. Party to music by Atlanta and Orlando's hottest DJs. Enjoy delectable food and mixed drinks. June 30th, event number 2, Island Vibe Sundays presents Seductive, the all-inclusive all-inclusive day party. Come celebrate Trini Joe's birthday with an evening of elegance with top-shelf drinks and delicious food at the Holiday Inn and Suites Orlando. Head on over to islandvibesundays.com for detailed info and to purchase your tickets. Island Vibe Orlando, all-inclusive weekend extravaganza, brought to you by Trini Joe. See you there.
It's all about Caribbean International Shipping. That's right. Do you need more information on shipping your items to the U.S. Southeast region or to the Caribbean? Have you ever heard of Caribbean International Shipping? You shop, they pack, and ship. They also offer residential pickup services. Support our business, like, share, and call. For your barrel shippings, let us know. The number to call is 470-718-9675 on WhatsApp or 770-323-1111. Caribbean International Shipping, the only way to send your stuff to the islands.
And we don't just talk about the problem, but before I start giving you the solutions of how you can let go, please go and check out my page. Here's a young lady, a past student of mine. I want you to just go on. Jayla Miller. Jayla, I'm so proud of you. I watch my students' journey. And it's about, and I say reach for the stars, because when you let go, you can reach for the stars. And as I watched her, I realized she has a young baby. She's in the military, Reds. She has a young baby. She's in the military. But what I want to tell you about is that Jayla just got her Bachelor's of Science. She just got, bigger up the Reds. And Jayla, and why? Because a lot of young people, older people too, are afraid. They say, oh, I can't do this because I have work, I have this, I have that. They give out so many excuses. No, she's a full-time mother. She's full-time in school. She has a full-time job. She's a young person, early 20s, because I taught her in South Carolina. So that's just like yesterday. And Jayla just got her Bachelor of Science degree in, I think it's criminology. Criminal science or something. But go and check out my page because I reposted her post. All right, so let's go to solutions. And this one might blow your mind. Allow yourself to scream. Because sometimes we're going through some stuff, Reds, and we need to just scream it off. So if you're somewhere this morning, scream! Scream! Find a private place. Unleash your emotions. Scream. Find a place where nobody is. Listen, this is Serpent now, you know. So I want for people to listen. These are some of the things that you can do. If you're embarrassed to scream out loud, because sometimes we don't even want to hear our own screams, get a pillow. Claudia says she's graduating in a few weeks, and she did against all odds. Congratulations, Claudia. Claudia lost her husband. I mean, I know she's still dealing with that. That's recent, and she's still out there pushing. Kudos to you. Bury your head in the pillow and scream. If you have a pool, jump in the pool on the top of your lungs and scream. Find somewhere where you can scream. And if you want to scream this morning, let's scream together. Ah! Yeah, call me crazy. But that's okay. I'm helping somebody out this morning. I'm helping out a sister. I'm helping out a brother. We're doing it together. Yeah, this is call it the crazy show. Write an enraged letter. You're not writing to nobody. Just write a letter about how you're feeling, because sometimes we need to let go of those emotions. So here's another way. Write an enraged letter. Put all your anger in a letter. Don't let it go on somebody else, because you know, right? Sometimes some people go to work and it's the customers that have to deal with their problems. So I don't know. One of those flight attendants might have had a problem, something going on in their life. I don't know. They wake up on the wrong. Everybody woke up on the wrong side of the bed, man. Yeah. Write an enraged letter. So if you're going through something, and Claudia said she was also putting her daughter. Hey, Nikki. She was also putting her daughter through college while putting herself through college while losing a husband. Come on. And people are out there giving all kind of excuses why they can't do this. Why you can't walk into your purpose. I don't care if your purpose, there are different things that you want to do. Go after that dream, man. The last time I spoke, I said, go after your dream. Let go of the issues. Go after your dreams. So write an enraged letter. Put everything in that letter. And once you're finished with the letter, rip it up and burn it. I'm going to tell you something about writing. The hardest part of my book to write was my story. And it was the last chapter, chapter 2. My story is in chapter 1 and 2. But the most painful memories are in chapter 2. That was the last chapter I wrote, writing. But I tell you, once I wrote that book, and I've heard a lot of authors say that, it just gives you a peace. It gives you a release. So I'm saying to you this morning, we're giving solutions. So we don't come on here, on the air, on here. And you know I'm a Jamaican. I don't know about the rest of you all Jamaicans, but I eat my H's from time to time. And most times I'm eating my H's. Whew. Yep. Belly full of H's. Yeah. Write an enraged letter. Write an enraged letter. Curse. I don't mean curse as in curse words. You can curse in the letter, condemn, threaten the person. Do anything you want to do in the letter. Just let out your anger. Don't sin now. And not saying not to go sin. So don't say not that way. Not cuss no bad word. And for those Americans who are listening, all I'm saying is do not use any curse words. That's Jamaican coming out in me. And if you listen to me in the mornings, you will hear me going Jamaican, all right? Yes. You have to let it go. You can do some kicking if you're kicking and punching. So if you even want to kick the air in front of you, if you even want to get a punching bag, if you even want to get your pillow, get something. Because a lot of times we have this pent up anger. I was molested. It was not penetration. But whether somebody touch you the wrong way or having you to do something that you're not supposed to do, it stays with you. And you have to find your own way to heal. So if I am not able to heal, the memories don't go away though. I tell you that. I was about 9 years old and you never forget. But you have to find a way to get through it, to get to your next level. I couldn't be here talking to you if I wasn't able to deal with all that. So you have to find a way, kick. Or just do some intense exercise. Go into some, and while you're doing the intense exercise, allow everything, just start pushing out everything. Push it out, push it out, push it out. Take responsibility for your happiness. Don't leave your happiness in the hands of anybody. Take responsibility for your happiness. A lot of times because you're angry, because you're frustrated, because you're sad, because you're hurt, you begin to blame yourself. Your husband left and you blame yourself. Your wife left and you blame yourself. You did not take up an opportunity when it was offered to you. I was listening to a guy the other day who went to Canada, and he's telling the story of how he ran off and all the things that he went through. You have to let go of where you were. Let go of all the things that you have been through so you can walk into your destiny. You can walk, as I talk about in my book, you can walk in your preordained destiny. Let me see. I usually take copies of my book. Yes, I do have copies. I haven't spoken about my books. I'm missing one. That's fine. Yes. Let go of all that anger. Let go of all that pain. And I'm going to leave you with this. Like a lot of times, people will say things to us to hurt us. What people say and do, the people around you that you might feel hurt by, what people say and do is not a reflection of you. How I was treated in that airport was not a reflection of me. It was a reflection of the people who were working. It was a reflection of the people who that airline decided to hire to work for them. It was a reflection of them. And I hear people might be in their mind, which airline? No, I'm not calling the airline. My job here, and I don't do all that on social media, the name calling and all of that. No, I don't have time for that. That is not what God called me to do. I can't heal people and by marring people, companies and so on. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to help people to heal. My responsibility to help you to heal so that you can walk into your purpose. My responsibility is to help you to understand that at birth, God placed a preordained destiny inside of you. My responsibility to allow you to understand that in spite of what you're going through, you can walk into your purpose. My responsibility this morning is to tell you to let go. My responsibility this morning is to tell you to let go. Let go. A lot of people you can use like take a bath. I remember I used to get me a glass of wine and just lie in my bath and just relax. Put away the phone, put away everything, and just relax. You might be going through some stress that's away. I used to take power naps. Now I don't have the time. The naps is not, naps don't fit in my schedule. So I usually do more the bad thing. Find what works for you. Find something that works for you. And one of the most important things you need to do, stay grounded in the present. Stay grounded in the present, because a lot of us keep looking back at, and a lot of people too are focused on the future. They're like, oh, I can't do this because you have never done it. So how are you going to know? Stay grounded in the present. Stay grounded. Stay focused on what you can do now. Stay focused on how you can get over the obstacles that you're dealing with now. Deal with the now. Stop focusing on the past and don't focus on the future. In the sense where I'm not saying, because you have to know where you're going. But where you say, oh, I can't do this because I'm going to need this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to need that to get there. Focus on the present. Stay grounded in the present. And also understand that it's okay to feel scared. People are saying, oh, you're scared. Yes. I'm still scared to step out and do stuff, but I do it anyway. So those are some pointers that I'm giving you this morning. So I said, find a relaxation technique. Whatever it is that works for you. It might be a glass of wine and sinking yourself into your bath, your bathtub full of water and bubbles and all of that. It's up to you what you do. It might be a power nap, but find some relaxation technique As long as when I start taking pictures, I forget the rest. Everything else is happening around me. I love taking pictures. Oh yeah, you see all those pictures out there, and I'll give you this last one before I go. There's so much that I had here, but I can't give you everything. Spend time alone. Spend time alone to recuperate every single day. Spend time alone to recuperate every single day. And I used to do this a lot, writing, let it go. If you write, use a journal, and you don't have to put every single thing in here, because some people don't want to write everything about them. You can maybe put a word or two, something just to remind you that just every day you just maybe use 2 words. You maybe can use pictures if you don't want people going back to your journal and reading, because a lot of people have that issue. So if you don't want people going back to your journal and reading it, but you can journal. Those are all a few of the things that you can do. There are so many other things that you can do. You can do some research and see what else you can find. Those are some of the things that you can do. All right. Thank you all so much for listening to me this morning. Don't forget, next week, Saturday, May 11th, we're going to be having the CLAP event. And CLAP stands for Celebrating Ladies Advancing in Purpose. The hosts are myself, Marcia Parker, who is the president of JAICC, and Candia Ortiz. She is the director here, right here at Caribbean Live Studios. We have guest speakers. We have Carlene Hepburn. She is the vice president at Fiserv, which is a huge financial company. You need to come out. These are women who are owning their craft. We have, let me get to the flyer so I can tell you everybody who will be here. It will be hosted right here at Caribbean Live Studios. It's a pre-Mother's Day networking and empowerment event. Come with your business cards. Do not leave your business cards so you can network. We're going to be celebrating the strength, the resilience, and the achievement of women. There'll be awards and recognition. So you'll be seeing some women who are owning their craft in their own areas, and you won't be only be seeing them, you'll be able to meet them. We have a guest artist, that's Kenny Blessing, will be here as well. Our moderator is a stalwart in her own field as well. That's Nicole Palmer. She's a marketing and communication strategist and owner of NicoleWilliamsPR.com. So you need to come out with, I don't know, a flower, something we're having. We're having some people, some dynamic people coming out. We'll have a panel discussion. For the panel discussion, we have Vice President of the Jamaica Museum and Cultural Center, which is Christine Mazoka. We also have Sandra Cromwell. Sandra is a Life Health and Well Director at PHP Integrity Marketing Group. We also have Ann Christie. She's a personal development teacher. We have Rosalie Henry, a Jamaican $1 million earner, founders of Mothers Helping Hands Atlanta. We have Prima Loman. She's a talk show host right here at Caribbean Life Radio. There are a lot of things I still might have not said. I just lost the I just pulled it up and I just lost it. Yes. There'll be awards, there'll be cocktails and mimosa. It's free, people. It is free. People are asking me how much they have to pay. You don't have to pay anything. We will have giveaways for our audience who will be here. Registration is free. I have posted the registration link. I've also posted that we need vendors. So I've also posted the vending link. It's May 11th. We start at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here at CLT TV studios. Somebody reached out to me from South Carolina Reds and said they're trying to come. So if you're in another state, a neighboring state, come down. You want to build your business. You want to meet people. It's a networking and empowerment event. You cannot get it better than that. You can't get it better than that. It is called Clap because we need to start celebrating each other. So Clap, celebrating ladies advancing in purpose, or sponsors, New Paradigm Travel, Caribbeanlifetv, JAICC are our sponsors. You can call us at 336-500-7947 or 347-972-4997 or 678-488-0528. That is 336-500-7947, 347-972-4997 and 678-488-0528. Sorry, people, I'm half blind, but like I said, Nicole Palmer is going to be our moderator. I've heard Nicole, like, she's very eloquent. She's knowledgeable in her field. She's a market and communication strategist and the owner of her own business, Nicole Williams PR. So you cannot miss this. Christine Mazoka is also the vice president of Jamaica Museum. Sandra Cromwell is the health and wellness director with PHP Integrity Marketing Group. You don't want to miss this. Rosalie Henry, she has gotten a number of awards so far because she's a founder of Mothers Helping Hands Atlanta. She's a $1 million earner. She has been interviewed on so many different platforms, also in Jamaica, on I think it's CVM. She was interviewed. Prima Lohman. Prima has a great talk show here. And Christine is a personal development coach. Myself, Marcia Parker, Candia Ortiz, we are the host of this event. You do not want to miss this pre-Mother's Day networking and empowerment event. Take your mother out. They will be getting gift bags and everything. We're going to be, whole shebang will be here. Do not miss this event. Do not miss this event. All right, Reds, I need you to advertise this event right throughout the week so that people start coming out. And we need vendors. We need vendors. We need vendors. We still need some more vendors. So if you're a vendor and you want to be here, reach out to us. The registration is on my page, it's on Candy's page, on Miss Marcia's page. So you can go and so again, thank you all so much for being here. Remember, don't forget to get a copy of my book, Broken But Not Shattered, A Journey of Intentionally Shifting from Pain into Purpose. Get a copy of my book. Get a copy also of my sign language book, Learn Your Letters from A to Z in Sign Language with Ali Rabbit. Also get a copy of my book, Learn Your Letters from A to Z with Ali Rabbit. You need to get that copy of that book as well. Remember, this is Voices Behind the Mask, the talk show, that talk show where we unmask real people with real stories that are intended not just to impact, but to transform your life. Remember that this is your season to go, to grow, and to glow in your purpose. Love you all. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Are you feeling stuck in life? Are there obstacles holding you back from your full potential? If so, I've got something special for you. Join me Saturday, May 4th from 12 to 1 for the launch of my new show, Just a Thought. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and we're going to tackle the tough issues that get in the way of living our best lives. This isn't just about venting. We're diving deep to find real solutions. Tell your friends, spread the word, and tune in on Saturday. Let's journey together towards a better, unstoppable you.
I will do anything.